To be honest, we have a bunch of things, but we just got hit with some things that we really haven't even done our research on, but we just watched it. We really want to talk about it. And it's the whole Ryan Garcia and Andrew Tate conversation.
Wild.
That, first of all, what's going on? Like, what's real, what's fake anymore?
All I know is if Andrew Tate is telling you to be careful, you like, bro.
Oh, okay.
Like,
So
slow down.
let's
You
break
know
it
what I
down for
mean?
them, right?
Yeah.
So I actually had it in my notes to talk about. Everybody's been talking about Ryan Garcia, and they're saying that he's kind of losing his mind or he's on some type of drugs. This is what people are saying, dude. Stop looking at me with judgment, bro.
Also, the braids. It's the way she's holding her braids.
Yeah, dude,
That's
you're
what's
real
doing
sassy
it.
right
you
now,
look
dog.
like a
You're real
like a
sassy
popular
right now, dog.
popular girl that's like
How
How
waiting
about
to pick on someone.
let me fill them in, and then you guys could give your little sassy little inputs.
Listen, I can't control my reactions to speak.
Oh, did you see? She did the braid thing again. She ran it
Dude,
down.
Like, she's like, I can't control. You can't control me. You can't control me. I'm like, damn, bro. Okay, sorry.
Break it down.
Okay, let me break it down for you guys. So people have been saying that Ryan Garcia has been kind of losing his mind. A lot of people are saying that he's having a mental breakdown. Some people are speculating that he's on drugs.
Is this all based off like Twitter stuff? 'Cause
So
Yeah,
if you
who's saying
watch the way he's behaving recently versus the contrast of how he used to behave, there is some stuff that people that even love him could tell there's something going on.
Okay.
Now, before this conversation with Andrew and Ryan took place, I wrote it in my notes, and I have my own opinion of Ryan that I kind of wanted to just voice. So I'm going to get into that, and then I'm going to tell you what I feel about this video chat call, because it completely spun me in a whole different direction. So when I saw everything online, I thought this, and this is truly how I felt. This industry is very tough. Very, very tough. I was talking to my dad about this the other day. I think it's very unfair what happens, and I'll give you an example. We look at child stars grow up, and now they're on drugs, and they're kind of a mess, and we go, look at them, stupid, they wasted their life, they had this, they had that. But then when I walked into Hollywood, I realized that these poor kids had no chance at like having a good life, a normal life.
and why?
Because of their surroundings and the way that they're squeezing money out of these kids.
Got it.
So when you're involved in Hollywood and you don't have a good home and family, you are now just a money bag to them. And they will use you and abuse you and do whatever they can. So I told my dad, I go, enough, we need to stop talking about people in the limelight and also start teaching people around us that like, we don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And I find it very sad that a child star didn't have a good home, got reamed. All they wanted to do was perform and make people happy. And then they get thrown away. And then the people that they were making happy go, look at you, you sorry excuse of a beep word. And I'm trying my best not to swear. And then we peg them out to be this. So when I saw Ryan Garcia in his last fight admit that somebody from his camp sold him out to let them know where he's injured, my mind went to, okay, this guy is very young, very talented, under extreme scrutiny at every moment of any decision he makes. But then he finds out that his own team, his own family, his own friends could be against him. That is a lot to deal with.
Yeah.
So then maybe I thought to myself, he escaped through stuff that I did when I was going through it. I went to smoke weed because I wanted to numb myself because I didn't want to think about the things that were breaking my heart. And I had to pull myself out of that, get myself, back with God and back with my family. But I was blessed with that mindset to do that. And I was blessed with a good foundation with my mom, my dad, my sister, my friends. And they, to be honest, broke me down, rebuild me up for me to be able to be in this industry. Correct. Okay. But if a man doesn't have that, and we've seen that his team is selling him out, what are they doing behind closed doors that we don't even know about? So that kind of broke my heart. And I'm like, that sucks that now even his own fan base or people are like trying to drag him down. It's like, bro, like you couldn't, the people that talk about him couldn't stand in his shoes. So I wanted to publicly stand out and say, hey, bro, like if you need me, we've talked. I can't get a hold of him, by the way. This is the weird part. I can't get a hold of him. Just to talk to him as a friend, just to be there for him as a friend. And that's what worried me. And I was going to get on the podcast and talk highly about him and try to motivate him from a screen, and also maybe try to change people's perspective on how we should really be monitoring people that are being entertainers, you know? Okay, so that was my thought then.
Yeah.
But then I hear him go on this Andrew Tate thing, and what scared me is, and a lot of people are saying that Andrew was a little sus about how he was talking to Ryan, being like, yo, be careful, blah, blah, blah. But if you really believe in these spiritual warfare or whatever that's going on in this world, from hanging out with Andrew and also hanging out with Ryan, my perspective is Ryan finally had the last straw on what's going on. What he explains in this video, that they tied him down and made him watch pedophile behavior.
It was more graphic than that.
I just don't want to. I don't want to.
Of course, you shouldn't.
But
it was dark.
It was
really
a very
dark.
dark image he painted, and Andrew's response was, "Be careful where you're going."
And if Andrew is telling you that,
you got to be careful. Sometimes a lot of people want to just that. I don't care, but it's like if you want to win the war, be smart. And a lot of people are saying, is Andrew a part of them now because he's trying to get him to be quiet and be? But I think he was looking at him like a little brother, like, oh, you finally understand what's going on. You should really be quiet.
Yeah.
Now that we are seeing what I feel to be maybe a meltdown or maybe a drug used to get away from something, or maybe what's true is that what he's saying is, oh, like they made me do this or blah, blah, blah. Like all the graphic things, which I would highly advise you go watch this video of him and Andrew talking. It's hard to know what's real anymore, dude. And this is a scary thing to be a part of. Before you guys chime in, because I know I have been ranting, this is my one thing. Say it is real, say it isn't real. I think the most dangerous part of life is confusing reality with non-reality, so that way you could get away with really bad things and people could be numb to it and be like, well, we don't even know. Like, I'll give you an example, school shootings. When we first heard about them, we were like, bro, what? That's crazy. I knew people that would even go to work because they were sobbing. And now they're like, oh, school shooting, which state? Like, you get numb to it.
Yeah.
The numb part is what scares me.
Desensitized.
Being desensitized to these type of behaviors. Now that I've gotten this whole painting pictured,
nice.
please fill me in on your guys' thoughts.
Well, if I may read, I just, and I don't know a whole lot about Ryan, but from, you having a relationship with him, throughout the years and things like that, and the character that he's shown, I feel like now this information coming out, it just seems like to me there is no reason why Ryan would have any reason to go on Andrew Tate and make this up. That's why I think like if he's saying this, I do feel like in my heart then he's telling the truth, because him going on and lying would only hurt his career, and it's something so big and heavy. I don't think that it's something that he would make up. And then if that's the case and if this is real, I mean, there's not a single person here who can understand what he's going through and how he's feeling. And so I just think that it's like, okay, well then if he has been acting a little weird on Instagram, then clearly this situation, this graphic situation that he explains on Andrew Tate, it's clearly not probably the only situation that's happened. I'm sure there's been small things that's happened leading up to this.
He also said that they molested him at 2. That's
right.
That's a crazy statement, bro.
Yeah. So already if you're dealing with that trauma on yourself, right, you went through that when you're 2 years old, we don't know his shoes. We don't know his position. And so I think people, you said like, oh, he had been acting a little weird on Instagram beforehand. It's probably because God knows what's been going on in his life right now. And he has probably been trying to do whatever he can to make himself feel sane, make himself feel okay. So I don't think that his behavior like online has to dictate like whether what he said is true or not, like I think he's going through about? Like I think he's going through it. Something is clearly going on.
Yeah, I get it, but you going through it and then saying some stuff like that is two different things, dude. You can't.
Well, also he's also said he had proof. That's the other thing is like we just heard about this.
I'm just confused because how do you have your phone but then you don't have your phone?
Yeah,
you don't have access to your social medias but then you do have social media access. It
sounded kind of manic to a certain degree. I don't want to point fingers or anything, or I don't want to say that he's making anything up, but it sucks that we're in this time where if he was making it up, we'd go, oh, that makes sense because it plays so much.
But why that? But why that? You know what I mean? Like that's a pretty
it's very left field.
But here's the thing, bro. Belle's like what she's saying has a lot of weight to it because it's not like he's trying to get famous. The kid has millions of people tuning into his fights.
He's in an amazing spot right now. Why would he,
Yeah.
But also it's like, even if it was true, I feel like that was like a a crazy way to go about. I mean, he maybe wanted to get the news out quicker. I don't know. It's just, to me, it's such I know it sounds messed up for me to say this, but it's more dangerous for you to lie about that than it is to see that, if that makes sense. It would break my heart to know that it's true. It would also break my heart to know that it's fake, because then I'm like, dude, there's people that deal with this on a real basis, and you're just watering it down so that then the next person that talks about it it's not a real thing. But also, again, it's like, why is he doing that? He has a fight coming up. He has all this stuff going on. Like, I don't know.